Today is our annual conference for VbE, and it's a celebration. It's bringing together colleagues from around the UK who are in values-based schools, and it's a way of coming together to see what we're all doing and to really excite each other and enthuse each other to go out and continue on this movement.
The message from values-based education is still, and always will be, about the valuing of relationships, the valuing of ourselves, each other, and the world that we live in.
It's this idea of what are those core values that connect us, the very fibre that make us the beings that we are. The words we've heard about already today, when we talk about love and we talk about compassion, we talk about forgiveness, the ability to be able to forgive, and we talk about relationships. All of those values are the very thing that connect us as human beings, the very fibre that internally sits within our DNA that connects us all together. That then leads me to think about our responsibility and how disconnected we've become from our responsibility to one another, our responsibility to future generations, the responsibility that we need to have towards the environment.
In some ways it's like a moral education, really important that we learn values, and that shows us how, then we learn how to get on with other people and how to think about ourselves and society. So it's very fundamental.
Relationships. The relationships that we have in the classroom with our children is where the feedback has the most impact on the children. And all of a sudden, my teachers were engaging with every single child, every single lesson. It's true to say I was sending them home absolutely exhausted at the end of the day because they were there speaking, talking, listening, giving verbal feedback for every single lesson.
In our school we do lots of reflection and we want them to be role models for that. And as we've got more experience of that reflection, we acknowledge that for some of the adults actually they felt they didn't have enough knowledge and skill and experience of that themselves.
All of us have got the answers that buy into the movement's aims, which is looking for universal positive human values and what that can do to change an organisation.
We talk about how important it is to be honest, why compassion is important. And in the end, after we discuss all these things, we have to write a speech in our lesson. And we have to perform this speech to our classroom.
Having that vocabulary, giving them the tools to then explore these things in more detail. Because actually for a very small child, what is hope? What is compassion? What is empathy? And they can explore it in their own ways, at their own level, and get so much out of that. But when you're giving them the tools to be able to do that, by giving them that vocabulary and giving them the opportunities to be able to explore that, I think that's really important as well.
Failure won't kill you. On the contrary, it will rise you. See it in this way. A boxer's knuckles, they get hurt the first time they train. But the more punches they give, the harder the impact, the more conditioned they get. Session after session, the boxer is consistent. Competition after competition, full of wins and some losses, the boxer didn't give up. So if those sore knuckles didn't give up, why should you?
We start the children's journey by empowering them to make choices, giving them that autonomy of learning, and slowly through the educational system we take it away from them. And I think the trick is to then give them back that choice, and I can see from this particular school that that's a big part of what we're trying to do, into giving those children a sense, or the students a sense of choice and freedom, and not constraint to a particular model. So I think we're working at completely opposite ends of the spectrum, but I think if we can make the middle meet up, that'll be a better place.
Our school allows us to express these virtues we have, and it kind of stands out because we know they exist and we don't just assume that they do.
You have got an incredible school with an amazing leader. Thank you for inviting us and letting us be part of this.
My message today is that I believe humanity is at 5 minutes to midnight. we need to change consciousness. Each one of us has that capacity within us to change consciousness. And by change, I mean looking at our innate values that are within each one of us, and then turning up the volume on those good qualities that we all have. And I think if each one of us pays attention to that and lives those virtues, then we could actually change the world.